How's it going, folks? It's your boy, CJ O'Connell, here with another installment of the Chill Island Oasis of Truth and Reality. I am America's boy, the dedicated patriot that you've all been looking for in the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. The fact of the matter is that you're not going to find much better content than on here. You may not be super impressed by the low quality setup. You may not even be that impressed by what I'm saying. You just have to remember that the resonant truths and realities that are present here are unmistakable and frankly unforgettable in the best, most positive way possible. It's truly a gift to be here tonight with you guys. All zero of the people that are in here right now. I'm straight up chilling. Thinking a lot about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes lately. Hope they're still doing good if they're still together. I'm deep soaked into the tabloids right now. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking about all of my favorite YouTube celebrities and so forth. The PewDiePies, the Paris Hiltons, the Jamie Foxxes, all those guys, all the people that you know and love from Vimeo.com. Sponsored by Vimeo.com. You can stream The Weeknd's new album on there. I'm on it. I'm featured. And turns out The Weeknd's not very nice. He's not a very nice guy. There are a few times that he was a little less than friendly to me, but Drake, however, nice guy. He's always doing weird shit though. He's kind of like, he wears like owls. He's always wearing owls around his neck and stuff, and there's sort of a style of him. He's kind of moody. Sometimes I get texts from Drake at 3 a.m. and I'm like, he does all this. It's like, he has to get up at 3 a.m. and do strange like rituals. Very scary. I don't ask much about it. We're not that close, realistically. But the Jay-Z connection is there, though. The Jay-Z connection is there. All my best friends. How many? Boba Fett asks, how many Earth revolutions around SOL have you been here for? SOL, that is Ra, Surya, and so on. I have no idea what you're talking about. Talking about like the sun? I agree. That's the first thing that goes to Google. But it's like, no, soul. It's like Spanish for sun, right? What you mean? So I was just trying to be clever. Don't try to be clever here. I wind up completely not understanding it because I'm huffing nitrous. No, I'm just kidding, but I am on cocaine. So all rise for our national anthem. Yes, thank you guys. Anyway, I'm 25 years old and I'm about to be 26. Isn't that crazy? Not a day older than 25, I'm guessing. Good guess. I'm glad you didn't say like 16 or something, you know what I mean? Oh my god, I thought you were 16 years old. Oh my god, I thought you were 45. I feel 80 years old. I feel 100 years old. 27 is when all the cool people die. Indeed. I know. And I was born on March 27th. Same with my friend, same as Quentin Tarantino. As in my friend in real life. Quentin Tarantino is my friend too. I'm friends with all of them. I knew Kubrick. I saw him on the we talked during the Eyes Wide Shut casting sessions. He told me, CJ, you can be in this film in the background. That's okay, Stan. I call him Stan. But I know. So anyway, that whole thing, it actually has me worried. Like I'm definitely not trying to die at 27. I like always worry that I'm gonna wind up dying at 27. Just somehow. But I mean, there's no, yeah, knock on wood, there's no reason that I would. That rhyme. My perfect timing playing this song. Baby Fathers. Illuminati. It's got two T's in it. It's only have one T. Jim Dennis. It's pretty miraculous that Tarantino survived the Me Too thing, and he has been very I mean, he talked about the Weinstein thing on Rogan and stuff, but it's just funny because he's never really like the guy seems pretty honest. It's just because like if he was anyone else, I just feel like he would have made himself sound way better, but he just like doesn't. So I kind of respect that. Kind of has the opposite effect on me, unless that's he's doing that on purpose, right? But it sort of has the opposite effect on me, where I'm like, oh well, he probably really didn't know how bad it got or whatever. But yeah, not cool enough for what? Oh yeah, for dying at 27. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not on my Jimi Hendrix level just yet. I'm not on my Kurt Cobain level yet. I'm working on. I'm gonna be on my Janis Joplin wave. I'm trying to be on my Amy Winehouse wave. R.I.P. R.I.P. Etc. Etc. Jim Morrison died at 27. Who else? Um, I can't think of anyone else at the top of my head. Those are pretty much the biggest and best ones, anyway. I said Jimmy's already accounted for. Well, yeah, true. You said them. Yeah, that took me a sec. LOL. Jimmy, Jim, Jan is on the J type. Yeah, apparently. Jim. Okay, so yeah, you're right. They are. You did account for all of them. It's the holy trifecta. Jimmy, Jim, and Jan. As of course the beat ends right when I start rapping. Thanks a lot, technology. Thanks a lot. The G satisfactions juiced satisfaction. I don't know. Is that weird to say the artist than the name? I guess you could say satisfactions juiced. I like that. Mario's boy all day, all night, 24/7. Patriotic life. Yep. Sid Barrett. He didn't die. He lived for a long time and then he went fucking crazy, right? Dementia. What's the deal with Sid Barrett? I mean, is it really like he did a lot of acid and stuff, like they say, or do you think it's more than that? But he did die. I just looked it up. Yeah, he died in 2008. So yeah, but it's not like he's not part of the. Doesn't make it any less tragic though. How he really lost his mind, right? Mostly because of drugs. I mean, I guess he had some issues too, but can't help but wonder. Wikipedia. April 1968, Barrett was ousted from the band amid speculation of mental illness and his excessive use of psychedelic drugs. But he died of pancreatic cancer in 2006. I misread that. Not 2008, 2006. He'd mix pill. Boba Fett says he'd mix pill in his Brill cream and massage his head. Lamau, so says the lore. That's crazy, dude. He's badass. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, some of that early stuff with Barrett, though, and Floyd is pretty good. But, I have to admit, I never really got too into Floyd. You know what I mean? But I really like a lot of their stuff. they have a pretty big discography. So I haven't made my way through it as fully as I'd like to. Bobby Brown says, "You feeling down, CJ? Emotionally exhausted from previous streams?" No, why do I seem down? Maybe I am. I am tired actually. If I seem tired, I only slept. I didn't sleep like that much. You saved in money, but no, not particularly. I mean, I'm actually sort of just chilling, but I might. I'm probably gonna. I'm probably not gonna stream for that long, and then sleep for a while soon. But I just wanted to see who would come through if I just started streaming tonight. But I put it off for like a while. I just kept putting it off because I've just been chilling, listening to music and stuff. I am in like a pretty chill mood, um, which is good. But um, maybe I am a little tired or something. You know what I mean? How would you put it? Chill, tired but chill. I would just say chill but tired, but it's like it's nice to just get the chat going though. You know what I mean? It's a pretty good song right now. This is a vibe. This is the vibe. Bobby Brown says, "Don't get an extroverted female chick partner. She'll wear you out, maybe." Probably. I mean, it depends on what it means to be extroverted. Like, if she wants to talk a good amount, but she's actually smart, talk, But I'm not trying to, put up with too much crap, whatever. Like gossip and stuff. I was actually just writing some stuff down about that kind of thing. So funny. Bobby Brown thinks he might get burnt out. Thinks he'd get burnt out being around an extrovert long enough in real life. Yeah, I mean, who's even an extrovert these days? What are you, mentally ill? No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, that is really funny though. I mean, the Talking with Famous People community does seem to attract a lot of introverts, probably because we don't have anything that we're doing. And I mean, I guess I do consider myself to be some kind of introvert primarily, but I've always considered myself to be pretty ambiverted. I've definitely become more introverted in recent years, though. That also might come with age. You kind of learn to shut up and not talk so much. But I still, you know, I don't know if I'll ever lose my like need to verbalize and like talk things through with people and so forth and stuff. It's just like a matter of not getting wrapped up in nonsense, I guess. Yeah, I was just writing down some hard words. I'm also, yeah, I guess I'm also in a no nonsense mood. I was just writing down some like funny stuff, just like funny pissed off type stuff. Was she not some? Um, but there were, yeah, I guess there were quite a few incidents. I was we were having a lot of fun. I guess you would call it. I mean, last night, but 'cause now it's basically almost the early morning. But we were having a lot of fun. But I was hoping though that no one was feeling alienated or anything like that. You know, I was maybe you could say a little bit put off. I mean, it's funny that you said the thing about like emotionally detached from the streams. I don't know if you were just thinking in general, but did you notice that the tone? I mean, the tone of the last one was all kind of all over the place. I mean, there's one thing that Winston's mom said that came off to me like she didn't want to be here if I was going to be talking about like bass type of stuff. And then Lady Lou came through, but then she was like, "Oh, I don't feel welcome here," so she left. And I mean, that was, I mean, I think I handled it pretty well, but I couldn't tell if that was like I couldn't really get their tails of it. And no offense, John, but I might blame you, but I don't uh, I don't care that much, if you know what I mean. But I do want as many people here as possible within reason, and I want everyone to feel included. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and you left. Yeah, Winston's mom left, and well, I think she went to go talk to like Jonathan or something. Either way, it's like whatever, right? I'm not sore about it as long as no one else is sore about it. You know what I'm saying? And Bobby Brown says he left though. That was me trying to not stick around and be a party pooper. I figured. I mean, didn't I didn't really think anything of it beyond what I just said. I just wasn't sure what the vibe was for a little while. But I don't mind that. It keeps things interesting, huh? No. But still, I don't want there to be unnecessary conflict, you know what I mean? Cuz you know, I mean, what's so bad about them? They want to talk about astrology and stuff. I'm not going to kick people out for that, you know? If it gets real bad, if it's, stuff crazy like I'll intervene, but I explained it last stream, and I'm sure I don't have to explain it more. Well, that was the other thing Winston's mom was saying. She's like talking about setting terms and stuff, and I'm just like, I was a little, Not sure. Something about she tries to make something about trying to make some FE thing clear, and she seemed fine. I don't think she was like, offended or anything. But then someone, I don't know if it was you, Boba Fett, who was saying like, yeah, Winston's mom, don't try to FE or something like that. So that it might have just been a miscommunication. But I think they just went off and talked on their own. I was just hoping, with that and maybe Lou and then you just reminded me how you did leave Brown. I was like, damn, you left. Fly Guy was here. That was it was I was talking to Fly Guy for a while who, despite him saying he's not Cloud, I can't help but be curious if he is possibly Cloud, but I'm not sure about that. What do you guys think? Um but anyway, but right, yeah, they were just I think they were just talking and stuff. Um um Bobby Brown says, "It's your stream, CJ, but I can be so full on honest with you." What do you mean so full on honest with you? You can be so full on honest with you. Yeah, I don't want I get basically what you're saying, it's like asking you to be anything less than honest. I'm I was just saying I was hoping that there was no uh rift. But anyway, uh yeah, Boba Fett for sure. Oh yeah, Winston's mom is the best. I just said suddenly become you know wary of like, I was kind of hoping I didn't say anything that was like, I don't know, that she didn't like or something, and then I was just worried you know that I guess how Lady Lou didn't feel welcome. But anyway, um Bobby Brown just does not like the antagonistic by Jonathan him. Fly Guy, the contrasting values to you. So yeah, I talked for a long time to Fly Guy, and sort of giving my point of view on Christianity. And honestly, for as annoying some of the stuff that he was saying was, I sort of felt like I held my own, and he didn't, or whoever this guy is, he didn't become too outwardly disrespectful, I guess. So I just sort of we kind of just kept going. I mean, if you want to watch it, I'd almost be interested in how you'd think I did. I'm sure I mentioned you a few times, and I don't know, maybe there's a few things that I said that maybe don't sound great to you. Because I don't think but I think I handled it pretty well, if I do say so myself. You know, a lot of stuff about it's the from me about kind of it's not the religion, it's the people. And while it is religion being attacked, it's Christianity is like the easiest target. you know um we started getting into talking about gay stuff, like, but then he came through with the hot take of being gay is not something that you are, it's something that you do. And I heard it's funny because it reminds me of Gavin McInnes saying something like that. But I really just don't know. I don't know enough about where being gay or being LGBTQ comes from, so to speak. I can only imagine that it's a mixture of everything, like everything in this life. It's probably a mixture of mental, physical, and spiritual. But well, or being straight for that matter, I being or whatever you know what I mean, sexual orientation, and this just whole thing of like getting put off by not just religion but Christianity, and how it's like it's not just that um it's not Fly Guy was saying like, oh, it's not just that some Illuminati plot to take down Christianity. It's like people have also made their decisions to excommunicate from the church. He mostly seems to have a problem with the church, which like I understand. And I was telling him, dude, I was like, me and Bobby Brown, we got so it's just funny saying that. Me and Bobby Brown, you know, freaking, have similar backgrounds. Backgrounds, the Catholic thing. The Vatican is bizarre. The Pope is bizarre. So I kind of just gave him a rundown here, but what are you gonna do, right? But it didn't get heated or anything. There wasn't any nonsense. Not really, at least. He was kind of talking shit about my unkempt beard, and then he said something weird at some point too. He brought it up again, and I was like, you don't have to you don't have to be confrontational. But I mean, personally, I don't mind someone like that coming in here though to kind of test me. And plus, it didn't seem like there was any ill will. In fact, I kind of appreciate, even though maybe you could say it was a little bit, you gotta fucking get your shit together or whatever. Sort of the sentiment about addressing my neck and shoulders problems and stuff, just practical advice. I actually didn't mind that so much, and I sort of felt like. And he also said something funny how he thought I was like kind of like Charles from MDE, and he's like Nick, and that was kind of ego fuel for me because I was like, oh, Charles is my he's one of those guys, that I you might say I kind of look up to. You know what I mean? So the general spirit, no pun intended, was pretty good. But I did feel as though there was this element here of like, could he start getting crazy? Not crazy, but like, could he start getting, insulting? I could probably see it if I'm going to be honest, and I don't think that he would be surprised. I mean, I'm pretty sure he thinks he's an Enneagram 8, so kind of is what it is. I'm more of a 9. It's, you might say, 8 and 9, they deal with the exact same anger in different ways. But Fly Guy also had some good points about um certain content, like, we were talking about that call for an uprising stuff, right? And I mentioned how there was like this one thumbnail that was like a nail in someone's eye, and how it's like that kind of triggered my disgust reaction. I mean, nothing crazy, but I was like, oh, and Fly Guy zeroes right in, and it's just like, why should you entertain something that is, putting or waging psychic attacks on you? And I couldn't put my finger on it until then, like I was telling you about the alarmist tone. But then I will tell you though, I did start watching some of his stuff again. I was watching a little something about Britney. I was watching a little something about Kanye, and the guy does speak truth about a lot of things. But because we were talking about that this sort of fear mongering aspects and so forth. But the psychic attacks thing, I mean, I don't know if, because I do think maybe, Bobby Brown, as much as you might disagree with that, it's like something I guess to consider when something is waging psychic attacks against you. I must say, you know, I mean, um, that I think is more what I meant. I guess what I'm really curious about Bobby Brown is if, you know, do you not see that stuff and feel a sense of fear? I mean, because I don't know if the eye thing, that was sort of a different example. That was more of a disgust thing, right? Now, I wouldn't say I feel fear from it, and even you heard me talk about it, be a little bit, I can read the titles and kind of laugh at the attention grabbing manner of them, but I generally am mostly coming from a place of, now I forget what I was gonna say. My bad. Something about oh, right, not wanting to. So anyway, it's not like it makes me afraid per se, but it might say there was a time where I felt more fearful about it, and some of this stuff, like I said, it kind of just, like I said, it's like I already see it, and then it's almost like it's just reminding me of it, and I kind of don't know that I feel the need to feel that sort of, the world is, just like the world is going to hell mentality. We're all fucked. But anyway, that's kind of my whole spiel about all that. Anyway, yeah, so Bobby Brown thinks that the fly guy was holding back. Uh, Probably fair enough. We'll see how it goes from here on out, right? Good fly guy coming back in, probably gonna start flying off the handle. Yeah, but I did see most of it earlier time. We genuinely be handled the grading whilst being wholesome as you are. Fly guy reveal himself and understands he's a new agent. Yeah, thank you, Bobby Brown. INTJ crew. The guy kept making circular arguments. He kept going back to the church argument when you hear being rational and saying yes, but the Bible is truth. I'm not with the Catholic Church. Yes, thank you, Bobby Brown. Exactly. Uh, Bobby Brown says, "Yep, Fly Guy does that. He sprinkles in subversive, antagonistic comments. That's why I don't dig it." Yeah, there's a certain element there of a kind of potentially passive aggressive uh, nature. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say about that. Um, yeah, but as long as the general tone is maintained as at least marginally respectful, it's we're good. But we'll see what happens, how things develop. But being rational and saying yes, but the Bible is truth. Yeah, and Fly Guy is like, oh well, you basically just have like pagan beliefs, but except for Jesus, it's like you just believe in Jesus too. And I was like, I'm aware that it's been more that it's been blah 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 blah. I forget what I was gonna say. Just a whole bunch of nonsense. Oh yeah, just like how pagan religions came first. I get it, but I don't know. I'm not doing any pagan rituals or anything. I don't think I'm pagan. You know what I mean? So anyway, right. Bobby Brown says Fly Guy's anti-Christian. Yeah, I mean the thing that I was saying is like it sounds to me like they're like he's more anti-church, but I don't really know what his problem is with Christianity specifically. But anyway, yeah, basically he's new age. He's anti anything. An odd example is like, let's say we hear news about a terrorist group and their new weekly antics. One would be like, what the hell are these crazies up to again? Is the vibe. Do you want to be reminded that totally respectable CJ? That's a pretty good analogy because that's the vibe that I actually kind of get from it too. Same wavelength, my brother. I hadn't thought of it like that, but that's kind of how I see it. Like I keep like because like I see him show up in my feed, and I'm like, and it does kind of have that like, what are these crazies up to this week vibe, but it's just like, you know, we don't have to keep talking about it because it's not even like any it's this kind of stuff before, you know, that's all part of the same sentiment though here, I guess, right? Which is just kind of like it's not surprising. It's just like, but you do see it. It's the the thumbnails and the all caps, and you can't help but, or at least I can't help but just be like, "Gah," you know, yeah, fuck. I can't describe it. You know what I mean? It depends on what it is, but that I thing, I was like, oh fuck. And then some of the others, it really doesn't matter, dude. You know what I mean? But anyway, round Saturn's eye. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff about Saturn. I don't really know the full deal on that.
Hello, everyone.
Well, this channel seems a little more my speed. You feel me? I think this is a better channel here. Tell me what you think, Bobby Brown. Is this channel better? This seems pretty good, but the other one, you know what it is? It's a little it's the alarmism, you know. It's almost like the Alex Jones thing. I mean, I like Alex Jones, but with the call for an uprising, you know, especially he was getting really heated at the end of that. Was it the Magic one? He was freaking out, dude. I mean, I don't want to say freaking out. I kind of liked it. I was like, nice, dude. You know what I mean? This idea of like we're standing against the Satanists. You know what I mean? He's like, I see what's going on, and it's like we see what's going on, and it's really, you know, can get you fired up. But it's like he's like, oh, he's like doing like getting all throaty with it, and I'm like, oh, geez, all right, calm down, buddy. You know, it's all very fitting with the tone. I wonder what his personality type is. He's maybe like ESTJ or something. No, maybe not. His NI is pretty good. He seems to know his stuff, but this I like just the general this channel here is much more aesthetically pleasing to me. But I mean, exposing the new age of Antichrist. What a title though, huh? I mean, that definitely is frightening. It's still frightening, but it's like, you know, the thumbnails aren't as bad, and and the titles are pretty good, and you've got, you know, things about history here that seem pretty authentic, you know. Oh wow, there's even a thing here about shocking rituals in Christian. So it's just woke about the subversive elements even in Christianity itself, I guess. But as we know, I think those tend to mostly come from a lot of that. Well, as there's a thing about the Vatican. Yeah, I don't know. It's like more of a Catholic thing, more of a. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Oh shit, this is kind of scary. Illuminati's most dangerous agenda. 20. Oh, this is pretty old. I guess I don't post that much, but that's cool because that I feel like that also might indicate some quality control here. So that's cool. Thanks for sending me that, Bobby Brown. Boba Fett likes Tamitha or Tamitha Skov's channel. Let me see what that is. Just wanted to choose a song here. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, only the lonely, only the lonely,
Lonely, the lonely. Only the lonely.
no, this feeling ain't right. There goes my baby. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I have a million windows open. It's unbelievable. It's in computer windows, not house windows, computer windows. Funny, but there's a million. There are just. I have a bunch of windows open and a bunch of tabs open in each window. I need to put the clutter here a little bit. Change up. Put back the classic colors here. But yeah, chill moods tonight, chill vibes tonight. We're chilling. It's the chill island oasis of truth and reality. We're just hanging out, posted, relaxing, keeping the vibes wholesome and positive. so true and good. Where my colors be at? I gotta get a better setup here. These colors are just really hidden and deep in this playlist I have here. Very unfortunate and annoying. Where my fucking shit be at? Where this shit at? Bro, it's way too deep in the mix here. I'm feeling like I'm in life. Bruh. Sorry, guys. One sec. Oh, like I said, we just chilling in that. It's crazy how deep it is. So it sounds so sexual. How deep it is in here, though, is these colors that I saved here. Bruh. Yeah. R.I.P. Jimmy. For real. Literally, though. Jimi Hendrix is a legend, dude. I love Jimi Hendrix. He's fucking awesome. He's pretty fucking awesome. Like, you know, you might say he's slightly overrated in some senses, but then you really hear his stuff and it's just like so good. There we go. A lot of it is anyway. Morning. Okay, here. Anyway, guys, got these colors here finally. Now we're gonna choose a track.
Money, 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 money,
Money, money. Burn, Hollywood, burn. What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Burn, Hollywood, burn. So good. Yeah. Start rapping. I might have to start rapping. It's crazy. No, I've never seen The Rockers. Is it good? I'm gonna be yawning over here and shit. Boy. This it's just like the same thing here. This playlist is getting too big now, and so all the good stuff is just deep in here. I mean, it's like I've just heard a lot of this stuff a million times, and now I need to, diversify my portfolio a little bit. You feel me, dogs? Hold on. All right. Good enough. Just go through this part. All right. Anyway, The Rockers is an epic 70s Jamaican music scene movie. Go watch. When dancehall was creeping into stuff. Whoa, the reggae fight back, man. Huh. Yeah, I just see that. The Rockers movie? What's that? Rockers. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check that out, actually. It's pretty niche. That's cool, dude. Good stuff. Nice recommendation there, Boba Fett. With Rockers, 1978. Rockers, a 1978 Jamaican film. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. I'm a Jamaican and I'll take y'all to school. Cool Runnings. That's my favorite Jamaican film. Cool Runnings. We would watch that in school, actually. School Runnings. In school. We do that. It was so cool. We would watch it in school when there was a substitute teacher. Substitute teacher. Time to watch Cool Runnings. On VHS on TV. Or on DVD on the TV, I guess. Because we moved into that by that time. In the aughts. This is my thoughts. Too many thoughts up in my grill. You know I can't chill if I got these women in here. because they'd be harassing me. They'd be asking me, "Oh, please take me to Baskin Robbins," and go casually. They want me to take off the shades in the hood, but I say no. Bitch, I'm the Unabomber. I write a manifesto, then I go to Eddie Palmer. I would never. Eddie Palmer, like some bullshit fashion thing. What is it? Isn't even a real person. Apparently, Justin Timberlake played someone named Eddie Palmer. It's like, what? I guess there's a bunch of people named him. I guess. I mean, if you really get down to it, when you look up Eddie Palmer here. The first thing, Cool Runnings, did that shit even ever happen? I know, right? I have no idea. It's fake. Cool Runnings is fake. Staged. They were all crisis actors. You know, Cool Runnings, that movie about 9/11. R.I.P. John Candy. And he's the coach. Or whatever. So funny. You know, only classic I hear, people. You guys need to check out my Rate Your Music account. I'm 30th Century Man on Rate Your Music. You can check me out. Check out my ratings. Sometimes I leave comments on albums and films pages. It's pretty funny. It's funny and it's good. That movie about the Jamaican bobsled team. Not sure if you're kidding. Kidding about what? It's definitely not a movie most people. I feel like it's kind of random. But that's the movie, yeah. But yeah, not sure if I was kidding about what. Yeah. Anyway, might have to rewatch that. It's a good feel good one. No SJW angle, etc. Cool Runnings, yeah. I know, right? Like it's not political, you know? It's so good. Dougie Doug, isn't it? Nice. That's a cool name. Oh, he actually got his start. He was in Jungle Fever. Spike Lee. I need to watch more Spike Lee movies. But I kind of feel like it's probably, I mean, Do the Right Thing is clearly his best movie, right? That's a good movie, though. I thought Mobile Blues was pretty good. Definitely. Yeah, now there's going to be a Cool Runnings remake, probably. I just heard something that they're going to remake something with like all black people. Oh, Cheaper by the Dozen, which was a 1950 movie. Then they made the 2002 Steve Martin that my generation saw. I liked the remake when I was like, you know, 7 or 8 years old, I guess. 5, 6, 7 or 8 years old. Oh my God, I guess I came in. I mean, the remake came out. The original Cheaper by the Dozen came out in 1950. The remake came out in 2003, and now there's going to be this new one with Gabrielle Union and Zach Braff. I liked Zach Braff in Scrubs, and people love to hate on Garden State, but that movie is okay. The soundtrack is decent too. I mean, they certainly helped to put the band The Shins on the map, and I liked The Shins growing up. I still like some of their stuff, definitely. Mostly their first album, Oh Inverted World. That's a great classic album. But I'm not really sure. I wish there was just like a nice wiki page about the new one. 22 maybe. Yeah, it's just a whole mixed race family. So funny. Jesse Lee Peterson was talking about it, and he was like, "Ain't nobody want to see that." Like, that's so funny. That's so bad to say, but also so funny. Oh, I guess the premise is closer to Yours, Mine, and Ours, which I know that one, and I remember the remake, which is like terrible. There's the original of this movie, and then the remake. Basically, this whole genre, I guess, of movies about gigantic families. Cool Runnings not because race and BS shit like that, but as an underdog story. I know everyone's left, but now I come back and there's three people, 2 thumbs up. I don't know if it was already 2, but now it's 2, so that's cool. Definitely. So that's definitely. I meant to say that's definitely cool. But yeah, exactly. There's too many F icons everywhere. I mean, that's what I don't understand. I mean, well, I guess I do understand. It's just about like representation and stuff, but it just doesn't seem genuine when it's so forced. You know what I mean? And I think everyone can see that. It's a very like Hollywood marketing thing. It's not authentic. It's not real, you know. But anyway, yeah, exactly. It's just a good underdog story. That's what we're missing. We need non-politicized, non-weaponized art coming out now. Thank you very much. It's a shame. And then Boba Fett says, "What's the first music that really, really hit you, DJ?" Ooh, thank you for asking that. It's a pretty good question. Um, hmm. How the first really, really hit me. Well, I mean, depends on what you mean because like when I was young, I pretty much liked everything, and I still like a lot of stuff, but I just mostly knew what was on the radio and like coming up on that at the time. So I liked a lot of I guess you might say stuff like early Green Day and stuff like that. It's funny that it was Metallica at all for me. So yeah, I was a little punk. So, pop kind of some of that pop punk stuff. But I didn't get deep into it like a lot of people. A lot of that stuff's corny. I mean, I guess the first band that I latched onto because they were popular was Good Charlotte, actually. But then I found out about Blink-182 and Green Day. It's kind of the holy trinity for me. No, I'm just kidding. Sacrilegious? No, yeah, but that's fine. It's the holy trinity of the holy trilogy of pop. Sorry, you know what I mean. The holy trinity of pop punk for me. But a lot of people love My Chemical Romance. I never really got into them, but I like a few of their. I've always liked a few of their songs, but they were a little too into that kind of like Tim Burton esque mentality or something like that. You know, macabre. But of course, Good Charlotte were like that too. They were pretty corny. They were never really well received either. But anyway, when I really got into Green Day, that was sort of formative for me, as well as Beck. You know, like the artist Beck. He was one of the people I really first got into, and then finally, I would say Radiohead was a pretty big band for me. Uh, once I became like a little angsty preteen teenager. What are you talking about? He went around there, good wango. What? Like Big's Creep. I don't know what you're talking about, Boba Fett. But yeah, it's weird. The metal stuff. I mean, I liked what they played their songs from Metallica that were played on the radio when I was younger, definitely. But I never really got into them. But yeah, there's like you could say more of the kind of like alternative radio hits kind of thing or whatever, like pretty 90s, I guess you could say. Oh yeah, Creep, exactly. Yeah, Radiohead Creep. Well, yeah, of course that's like their biggest song, yeah. Um but yeah, it's kind of funny because I mean, yeah, their albums OK Computer and K, like they're very highly regarded, but they were pretty big first albums for me where I was like, "Oh, these are actually amazing albums," you know. And then I would get more into groups like Animal Collective and stuff, but then, that winds up actually bringing me back to classics like the Beach Boys. Um, I always loved the Beach Boys. Pet Sounds is definitely one of my favorite albums of all time. And again, another really highly regarded album. Like but it's funny because I do like the Beatles and I love a lot of their stuff, but that's like my dad's favorite band, and they're just so popular that I guess I always felt like I was like, well, I'll listen to them some other time. I want to listen to like more interesting stuff or like the different stuff. As much as they were such pioneers of like all different, they're pretty versatile for like a pop rock band. But anyway, um, I just you just hear the song so much. It's just like, okay, I get it. The Beatles, best band ever, or whatever. I don't. So I didn't get super into them, but over the years, I've realized like, yeah, I do love a lot of stuff from the Beatles. Obviously, I mean, um, but I wouldn't. But I like just described all of those things. I mean, I wouldn't. It's not like oh, and I've heard the Beatles. That was the first thing that hit me. Like, no, I mean, like I said, just a lot of random stuff on the radio, and like I can't remember the first song that really hit me. I can't remember any time in my life like music not just being part of my life. You know what I mean? Um, but you might say that a group like Radiohead kind of put me in my feels and kind of made me think. I always think of it as it's probably hearing OK Computer and Kid A for me were like hearing what kids in the 60s and 70s and stuff felt like when they heard like Dark Side of the Moon and like, that clap just and I guess maybe you were here or something like that. You know what I mean? They're kind of in the lineage too. Just like these kind of like big kind of epic albums. So good. But yeah, and then I would get into one of my favorite bands ever is definitely Deer Hunter, and Bradford Cost from that band is pretty amazing. His solo work with Atlas Sound, in spite of all of their, I guess you might say, kind of like basically a lot of sacrilegious and evil insanity. Death Grips were pretty formative for me. You know, in terms of just sort of like an experimental avant-garde group who, it's like again the language that they were functioning in, coming from all of these disparate places, like being familiar with, I guess you might call so-called quote unquote outsider music and stuff. Like, I don't know if you've ever listened to like Daniel Johnston, but he's pretty amazing. But I mean, even one of my favorites, John Mouse. John Mouse is pretty huge for me. But yeah, that's an amazing question. Boba Fett says guitar solos are so important, tremendously important. Ever eaten deer meat? Oops, sorry for the gaps. So funny. Yeah. No, I've never eaten deer meat. I'm kind of picky like that. I would like, ew, deer, ew. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know about that. So funny. What about you? You said a Metallica, not so. Yeah, I guess if I had to say like band that I would like that I would slap on there, sort of like the first, because like I can remember from a really young age like hearing stuff from like Green Day, like what When I Come Around, songs like that, and just sort of being immediately enamored with that kind of sound. You know what I mean? And like I said, Beck. Those are all those were like the first people I Beck, more, not so much. I guess you could get like stuff from a lot of stuff throughout Beck's discography, actually. But yeah, that was sort of the path. It's kind of funny, right? Like Green Day, Beck, Radiohead, Animal Collective, Deer Hunter, Death Grips. Sort of moving on through all different phases, in my life. I'm trying to think of like more recent. Last group that really grabbed me since Death Grips. I mean, I do really like this one group called Ice Age, and well, there's a lot, and then I'll just start naming all sorts of stuff. But Ice Age, if you're into like, they're again punk, pretty good, pretty amazing punk music. Kind of, but it's kind of in the lineage of like, I mean, they're heavier, but I don't know if you like Joy Division or something like that. Who are good? They're pretty. I do like Joy Division a lot. Oh yeah, I'm forgetting Nirvana. They were pretty big for me, as well as the Flaming Lips. Beastie Boys, definitely. Even my mom likes the Beastie Boys. They're kind of one of those big groups for me. Funny enough, um, that had me on a thought of sort of like, well, and then you get into rap and stuff, and like, well, I liked Eminem when I was young. But then I got older and I got really more into stuff like a Tribe Called Quest and like Most Def like stuff. Yassine Bey, he's pretty amazing. Yeah. Um, Most Def, aka Yassine Bey, he's amazing. Uh, but yeah, some of that noisier stuff like Black Dice and stuff, or like oh yeah, Daft Punk was pretty huge for me. Aphex Twin, because electronic music, getting into electronic music. Square Pusher is really amazing. The one band that miad you, like like just feeling iffy on or like disliking. Ooh, Square Pusher just came on. So funny. Lightning Bolt are really good. Yeah, I do like Kate Bush quite a bit. Yeah, Kanye West, I would include, definitely. Throughout different stages of my life, definitely. Uh, I was pretty into Kendrick Lamar when he first came around. I still listen to him sometimes, but not as much as I used to. Oh yeah, Portishead are really good. I even wound up, yeah, I would wind up having a proclivity for like 9 Inch Nails or something like that, like some of the more heavier stuff. But they can be kind of hit or miss. They can be kind of cringy and stuff. But they have some good stuff. And I like some of their crazy stuff. And then in that vein of just like kind of like Atari Teenage Riot or something like that. But those are more like I'm kind of getting out there into like stuff that I'm not necessarily listening to all the time or anything like that. You know what I mean? But bands that miad me, like that I'm just iffy on or something, like I don't know. I mean, honestly, I even like stuff from like early Coldplay. Like their first few albums are actually pretty good. I even like Drake when he had his moment in the sun and the end of like I guess you could say the end of the 2000s and the beginning of the 2010s. But like as far as just being totally like nonplussed by it or like not feeling it or not into it. I mean, I guess you could say just feeling totally average about. Um, I can't really think of any right now. 'Cause I feel like it's either I like it or I like them or I don't. You know. Um, I mean, like when I was a kid, then of course everyone I guess feels this way about like Nickelback, but um, they had that one song that I liked when I was like 5 years old. I was like, "How You Remind Me," and I guess you might even say I kind of liked that sound, even though it was more angsty or something, maybe. But I liked that sound. But then they wound up getting they were so ridiculously popular, and it's just total pop rock that I didn't really like. I didn't really like his voice and stuff. Like I don't really like Pearl Jam. Those are pretty good examples. Those are like bands that are not so much my style. Um, you know, obviously Nickelback, but like Pearl Jam, that's funny as Minutemen's 3 Card Jam comes on. So funny. It's like, who I'm trying to think of people that just like inspire averageness in me, feelings of averageness in me. Like I mean a lot of stuff that you'd wind up hearing on the radio, I guess, like a lot of pop stuff. Even Maroon 5 had decent stuff on their like I guess their first album, and that was it. Even John Mayer had a few decent songs here and there, but those are there's Maroon 5 wound up being pretty terrible though. Like they went from okay to terrible. So they're pretty awful. That's not so much that's more like started off good, now awful. It's kind of the same thing as Coldplay too. I mean, but they're not so much. I don't think they're so much awful now. They're just like, derivative, I guess you could say. It's not like they've ever been that kind of band that's like groundbreaking, but I'm pretty. They started doing more like electronic stuff. It's like full-fledged pop. It's full-fledged, bullshit. BBC said Coldplay to stop making music as a band in 2025. That's crazy. Yeah, but they never like I said though, their first few albums are good. Never yeah, they started becoming like everyone else, just like electronic dance pop. Like what the fuck? You don't want to hear that. No one wants to hear that. So funny. Yeah, just like middle of the road type music, I mean, I don't know. That's about it, I guess. Right? That's all I can think of off the top of my head right now. Good questions though, dude. I appreciate them. Good topics. Yeah, what about you? What are you mad by? Like what bands and or artists are you mad by? Because of course you can't forget solo acts like Katy Perry or something like that. She's pretty meh. People who just like do nothing for you, or who just don't do much for you. Really, really, none. No way. It is kind of a difficult question, though, right? Because it's either like I said, it's either really I either like it or I don't. It's a little bit clogged right now. Let's think of some people that we don't like. I wish there were more people here, though. It'd be fun to just have a whole thing where it's just like hot takes and controversial opinions. So funny. Like, I am struggling right now, though, to think of like artists that I really can't stand. You know what I mean? Like, like I mostly don't like a lot of stuff that like Avril Lavigne does, but like I mean, I liked a few of her songs. I like mostly when she did like Skater Boy and Complicated when when I was a little kid. But you know, I'm trying to think of stuff that's like, well, I guess like really cringy, like screamo and stuff like that, like Hot Topic music and stuff. That stuff is annoying to me. You know, um, bad country pop. You know, like just like super polished country pop. For some reason, I've never liked a lot of like bad '80s music. I've always been weirdly sensitive to the the overly sleek and slick '80s style of production that I always feel like is just so dated and unflattering. Like but again, it's like I struggle to think though of like bands and or artists that like really stick out in even in that regard for me, right? Because like obviously like Prince has some good stuff, but you could say he was kind of guilty of some of that stuff. But speaking of that kind of genre, I guess I mean I never got into Michael Jackson, but again, he has some good songs, of course, right? And it's like you can't really deny that. Um um but now we're getting back more into being Ed territory, right? Um because bad, yeah, like if it's bad, it's like offensive to your sensibilities or something, or like you just go, oh, that's awful. Shiny, crispy '80s beats. Yeah, that bother you too, because like you know sometimes it works, especially in a kind of retro way or something. If you're gonna use it nowadays, because I mean I'm sure you know for example, something like vaporwave or something, and just kind of the chill wave aesthetic and stuff like that, where you can do those kind of things in interesting ways, or in dance music. I mean, Daft Punk did it pretty well. Even even Madonna has had her moments, and someone like Kylie Minogue actually kind of took the Daft Punk route on some of that stuff in the early 2000s. But yeah, I think Madonna got Bjork at one point to like do something for one of her things, one of her albums. But again, it's like, these people, these pop people, and they wind up cribbing from the more quote unquote underground stuff, or the more alternative underground stuff. But I mean, Madonna has some stuff that's pretty awful though, like mostly modern stuff. Um, um, oh yeah, there's a way to make it work. The shiny crispy 80s beats. I love it if it's good. It's just there's just certain drum sounds and stuff, like just certain things with poppy nonsense that just kind of like bothers me when it's like overly glossy top 40 pap. You know what I mean? They call it pap. um I wish I could think of another thing about it. I don't know. Why I can't really think of anyone who I'm just like they suck. Um, I guess because I don't keep it in mind, and there's usually at least something that you can find to like about artists, even if it's not really your taste. But it's pretty rare though that you run into people, like you run into any artist where it's just like they're just thoroughly awful. Like, I mean, maybe stuff nowadays, like but I'm pretty out of the loop on that stuff because I think a lot of it sounds bad. But if it's like I don't listen to it though. You know what I mean? Like I don't. Sup, Bobby Brown? Indeed, yeah, music talk. Yeah, Boba Fett was just like asking me what was the first music that really hit me, and then um one band that meowed you, and then now I'm just trying to think of artists stuff that I really don't like, but I can't. But I'm kind of struggling to think more of artists that I really don't like as a whole, if you know what I mean, because everything that comes to mind, I can think of at least something of theirs that I actually like. I mean, I guess someone who I might be tempted to say is pretty bad is someone like Kesha or something like that. Like, I generally really don't like her voice and her annoying character, but she had a funny. She did have that kind of like novelty thing going on back in the day, and there were even there occasional moments that were fine. Um, but like people who I thoroughly dislike. I mean, have you guys heard of this person, Ashniko? I saw her. She seems pretty awful. It's this like particularly garish like carnival rap or something. Just like the blue-haired girl. If she didn't have all this nonsense on her, she'd be kind of hot. What the hell? She's getting her armpits and pubes waxed and stuff. As soon as I look her up, of course, she worked with Grimes. Oh wow, she's my age. She's only a little younger than literally a month and 8 days younger than me. So funny. But I saw her one performing on. I just happened to see her on performing on MTV, and it was pretty awful. Stuff like that's pretty bad. That chick Melanie Martinez. I don't like her very much. Stuff like that. It's pretty bad. Cardi B. Pretty bad. I haven't listened to her as much, but Megan Thee Stallion, pretty bad. I mean, it makes Nicki Minaj look. They make Nicki Minaj look actually pretty good in comparison, but no, I still never really liked Nicki Minaj either. I mean, but again, she has a few good songs. Her presence is her like persona can be pretty annoying though. But yeah, Lady Gaga can be pretty annoying, but she does have, I guess, a few decent songs. She's not really my thing though, and she's weird, you know what I mean? Working with Marina Abramovich and everything, and like having people, oh, she's wearing a meat dress, and having people puke on her, and people think she's trans, and she's, and then or a hermaphrodite or whatever, and then she's doing whatever she does, probably, you know, making out with chicks and stuff. Chromatica looks incredibly satanic for some reason. Now she's just like a mainstream actress. Oh, a Star is Born. She dyes her hair blonde or whatever, and now she's an actress. And then she was in that awful flop movie, House of Gucci, that apparently is incredibly boring and dumb. So there you go. Those are some artists that I don't like. Like I said, like bad, like country pop and stuff like that. But even then, if I look up country pop, it's not that bad actually. It's just like, you know, terrible stuff. I hate a lot of times. I hate like novelty bullshit. You know, like what are some? Let's just get stuff that we're just trying to talk about stuff that sucks right now. Listen, honestly, for me, mostly it's stuff either rocks or sucks. I'm gonna say it either rocks or sucks. But then there is that middle ground. Okay. So it either rocks, it's meh. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Or they either rock, are meh, or suck. Anyway, Bobby Brown says, yeah, Melanie Martinez is very awful. This like very strange, like infantilizing girls vibe, like living in a dollhouse and having probably like body dysmorphic disorder and stuff, and like cutting yourself, but then you're drinking from a bottle. You know what I mean? Like you're like you have like and there's just like a pacifier in her mouth or something. I'm just kidding. Some of it's, but it's pretty bad. Like, I mean, there's a way to like do that. You can. Bobby Brown says, I hadn't heard of Ashnico. Looked her up. Blatant satanic. Yeah, right. Now we're cooking. Now we're getting into that good stuff. I know, right? Like, what the hell is this? Of course, she gained popularity on TikTok, which is a satanic evil company. Literally, to be honest. TikTok is fucking insane. I don't understand how people last scrolling through TikTok for more than 5 minutes at most without, I mean, without just really needing a break, without going insane and or needing to take a break. So funny. Who are some new? Let's look up new pop artists. Holy shit! I don't know any of these names right here. The from East Magazine's 40 best new artists of 2021. Erouge Octob, Bruiser Wolf, Caroline. Period. Right. We love the whole stupid thing of. It's funny that she's okay. Lorraine is good. This Paste article. Okay, Lorraine is really good. Although her first album is a lot better than her last one. Her last album is very like scattered. It's like sometimes it's just do less is more. You know what I mean? It's like it sounds great, but it's a bit much. I like her first album a lot better, but Carolyn. Oh, lowercase. Yeah, we get it. It's Midwestern emo. Emo. Not you can miss me with that for the most part. I'm crying tonight for you. Oh, who's pretty awful? That guy. Do you guys remember that guy? Never Shout Never. Awful. What the fuck? How it's being slow. Hold on 1 second.